The land of the free and the home of the brave seem to be implying gender roles that have been the platform which America has built itself on. The free being men and the brave being women. For most of our history, women did not have a say in their place in society, but the more oppressed women became, the less likely they were to conform. The threat of woman equality was feared by men. Throughout history, men have continuously created a society where women needed to be dependent on men. Pre-Civil War times, a woman went from living in her father's home to living in her husband's home. Women had viewed marriage as a way to live independently from their family, a way to advance in society, and the chance to make a family. Yet, this also meant giving up their life in order to please their husband. With no say in what a woman should do, women were left home, lonely and bored, taking care of children in the house, while the man was away for work or pleasure. Tell him I would say more, but I can not well. Oppressed minds abrupted tales do tell. Now post with double speed, mark what I say, by all of our love conjoin him not to stay. Gender roles in Gender roles developed into being the stability of our nation. American women often exhibit a masculine strength of understanding and manly energy, generally preserve great delicacy of personal appearance, and always retain the manners of a woman. Once America became a free country, even something as beautiful as marriage was turned into a man's ability to take away a woman's freedom. Marriage came with laws such as women were not allowed to vote, women had to submit to laws when they had no voice in their formation, and married women had no property rights. These laws kept gender roles in place, and women had no voice in the laws. It is evident that men feared a society when women can make decisions, have opportunities, and create a life without a man. Women started fighting against these regulations, and one of their first wins was in 1860 when New York gave women the control over their wages, the right to bring court action, and guardianship over their children. The work of women's suffrage movement had just begun. Men were still superior, which meant women kept on fighting. Some men feared losing a woman's sensitivity, some men feared competition with a woman. Regardless of what they feared equality. There will be no more domestic tranquility in this nation, no more home sweet home, no more lullabies to the baby. Suffrage will destroy the best thing in our lives and leave our hearts the aching void that the world can never fill. Man's fear was also evident in the fact that liquor manufacturers and saloon owners opposed suffrage out of the fear that women would ban alcohol sales. Women could no longer be silenced about their discrimination when it came to voting. After fighting for decades, women were finally able to vote in 1920 elections. In 1922, Rebecca Felton was elected as the first woman U.S. Senate. It seems like the women were becoming equal, yet men were still in total control over women's freedom. Women were still subjected to law after law forbidding them to be independent, like the Comstock Act that forbid women to be educated or use any birth control until 1916. Margaret Sanger took a stand. Only in 1950 was birth control completely available for all women. With more freedom, women had more of a say in their opportunity and their roles in life. The creation of the Miss America pageant in 1968 was to further sexualize women and to make women be seen more for their beauty and their looks and not about their abilities or education. While some women took part in the pageant, accepting their roles as being the beautiful and delicate gender, many women took a stand against the pageant, stating all women are beautiful, and there does not need to be a competition between women. What women needed to be doing is fighting together to rid itself of stigmas that created sexism, such as the Miss America pageant. Women came together to protest the competition and even went as far as stating that the pageant was trashing their equality. The constant protesting, picketing, and fighting for equality was nothing new for women at this time, but their goals became stronger and stronger as the years went on. While the thought of women being equal to men might have sounded impossible to many, the quote, failure is impossible is what stuck with them. Even though in the end, men still accomplished their goals as being superior by being the ones who allowed change in the law, it is the woman who made the change happen and the woman who gave women today a better place in society.